Hello students, let's start the sexual reproduction in marchantia or Antheridium and Archegonium of the marchantia. The questions also ask like write note on Antheridiophore and Archegoniophore of the marchantia. In the first of all, you have to write down the introductions of the marchantia. So in this sexual reproduction in the marchantia, it is oogamous type sexual reproduction. So in marchantia, gametophyte is independent, that is, it is haploid plant, it is dioecious or heterothalate. The male and female sex organs on the separate plants. So as you know, the marchantia plants, it is dioecious plant, that means the male sex organ and female sex organ both are produced on the different thallus. So it is called as dioecious or heterothalase. And so this separately the male and female sex organs will be produced. The sex organs grows in clusters on specialized branches known as gametophore. The male gametophore forms Antheridiophore and the female gametophyte forms on the Archegoniophore. These sex organs in marchantia mostly producing the specialized branches. So specialized branches are known as the gametophore. जहाँ in male gametophyte produces the Antheridiophore and female gametophyte produce the Archegoniophore. So first we discuss about the Antheridiophore. So this is the structures of Antheridiophore. In that, this is the structure of Antheridiophore. At the base there is the thallus structure, and this is the Antheridiophore will produced on this thallus. So it shows the stalk and air chambers at the base, and some grooves are also present at the basal region, and at the top there is the some air pores, and in the antheridial chambers or different chambers are produced, and in that antheridial chambers the antheridiums are produced. So this is the structure of the Antheridiophore, and this is the single antheridio or antheridium. So in the antheridial chamber at the top there is the ostiole, that is the opening, and in that chamber there is the antheridial cavity is present, and in this cavity the antheridium is present. At the base there is the stalk, and it is the oval like structure of the antheridium. In that there is the antheridial wall is present, or which is also called as the jacket layer, and in that there is the androcytes mother cells are present. So this antheridium structure is divided as a stalk and capsule. This capsule is the single layered jacket is present, or which is also called as the antheridial wall, and in that capsule there is the androcytes mother cells are present. So this is the single structures of anthrozoids you have to see in this figure. So externally what are the parts which are seen in the Antheridiophore? So this Antheridiophore consists the stalk and receptacles. Stalk is cylindrical structure and it is 2 to 3 centimeters long. That means the basal part is the stalk, and which is somewhat cylindrical shape, and it is 2 to 3 centimeters long. Then above the stalk there is the receptacles. So receptacle, it is flat and lobed structure, and each lobe has a single row of antheridia. रिसेप्टेकल में क्या है, लोब स्ट्रक्चर है और ईच लोब इज or each lobe having the antheridia. So this is the external, and in the internal structures of the antheridiophores are stalk shows or the stalk region shows the air chambers, its posterior sides, and some lateral grooves are also present on the anterior sides. Some numerous rhizoids and scales are also present on these grooves, and these stalks is nothing but the modified part of this thallus. Then the receptacles, which is having the epidermis, assimilatory region, antheridial chambers, and large parenchymatous regions. So these receptacle parts may be or it shows epidermis, assimilatory chambers, antheridial chambers, and large parenchymatous regions. So let's discuss one by one part of this Antheridiophore. Outer layer is the epidermis. So it is outer limiting layers, and it is uniseriate. It may be or it is interrupted by the air pores. Then after the epidermis there is the assimilatory chambers. Assimilatory chambers, it is vertical parenchymatous cells forming the air chambers, and these air chambers has its own air pore, so they can inside these air chambers many assimilatory, that means chlorophyllous filaments are present. So this known as the assimilatory chambers. So in that cells some chlorophyllous filaments are present, and they can produce their own food. So these regions is known as the assimilatory region. Then third part in the Antheridiophore is the antheridial chamber. So these antheridial chambers, they are present alternately below the epidermis, and it is flask shaped. It is flask shapes containing antheridium, and this opening of this antheridium is called as osteoles, and each antheridial chambers contains the single antheridium. Then next part of the Antheridiophore is the large parenchymatous region. So lower part of these receptacles, and this is composed by the colorless thin parenchymatous cells. That most important part in the receptacles or Antheridiophore is the antheridium. So mature antheridium is having the short stalk and long capsule, and each antheridial chamber is produced a single antheridium. Antheridium, as I already mentioned, it is covered by the antheridial wall or jacket layers, and they can encloses the androcytes and androcytes mother cells. So these anthrozoids mother cells, it divides and produces the anthrozoids. Anthrozoids are also known as the sperms or male gametes. So single anthrozoids is elongated in shape, rod-like, uninucleate and biflagellate. That is रॉड लाइक इसका स्ट्रक्चर है, सिंगल न्यूक्लियस प्रेजेंट रहता है और 2 फ्लैजेलास प्रेजेंट रहते हैं. सो ईच antheridium, the antheridial wall or jacket breaks, and these anthrozoids will be liberated. So these motile anthrozoids liberates from antheridial chambers through the osteoles, that is the opening of these antheridial chambers. So these motile anthrozoids swims in water in search of the archegonium. जो भी एंथ्रोजॉइड्स वहाँ पे प्रोड्यूस होते हैं, दे विल बी liberated through these osteols, and they will be swims in water, and they will be searching the archegonium. So this is all about the Antheridiophore. That is the male part of the marchantia plants. In next video we have discussed about the archegoniopore.